Hello. Welcome to our Lynnstallation Creative Community Placemaking Info Session. We want to thank you for joining us, as well as for adapting with us to the current situation and revisioning this session in a more virtual arena. We wanted to push forward with this call to provide this outlet for artists to utilize the current situation to inform and inspire some new ideas. My name is Carolyn, and I have with me Carla running our back-end chat logistics. We represent the Downtown Lynn Cultural District and Community Development for the City of Lynn, Massachusetts. I'm going to give just a brief overview of what this info session will be, if that's all right. I want to touch upon a few things. This process is now a regional model for our area when in terms of municipal artist agreement. I think it's going to be pretty transformative for our city and also for artists in the area. And we're excited to be spearheading that. The location in which this site, which you'll see momentarily, this installation will be located. It's been vacant for a number of years. We'll show you many different points of view of that space when it's well activated, sort of what lies around it, and sort of what it looks like on a cold, damp day when nobody's around, because I think these are all good perspectives to keep in mind when considering your work. And I also want to really stress through this process, which I will continue to do so over the next hour, that we will be putting the public in public art. The public will be pivotal in this process going forward through partnerships and mentorships, in voting and feedback and whatever area we deem necessary for this to come to fruition the way it, intended. By us and by you. We're really excited. We've seen a lot of submissions coming in. It's great fuel. A few things to mention. This session is being recorded, so you can go back and look into it later, or you can send it to your friends who you think might be interested. This, we'll be sending it around to our Public Arts Commission and our other public groups within the city, so they can get a feel for it as well. Any informational links that we're going to be including, we'll also be putting in the chat. The chat should also be utilized for your questions. Feel free to ask away, and we'll get to as many as our time allows. Whatever we answer today and whatever we don't get to answer today, all of those questions will have official answers that will be posted on our website by June 19th. So if we don't get to you today, don't worry, they will be answered. And we'll hope to create a sort of FAQ on our website based upon those questions and the responses we receive. A few things just to highlight: engagement, public engagement. We'll talk more about that. And also, we'll also touch upon that those sort of engagement strategies should have to follow our local municipal COVID guidelines and restrictions. When that time comes, as well as anyone, those are ever changing. So when we get to that point, we're an adaptive people. So we'll figure it out together. I just want you to keep that in mind. All right, I'd like to introduce you to our incredible team from the Metropolitan Area Planning Council. This is Anna Sengupta, Daniel Koff, and Claudia Zarazua, as well as my favorite, Marjorie Weinberger. And they're going to tell you a little bit about the background of this project and how it came to be, and then we are going to get rolling. Sit back, put on your seatbelts. This should be fun. Take it away, MAPC.
Thanks, Carolyn. That's wonderful, as always. I am Anna Sengupta. I'm the Interim Director of Arts and Culture at the Metropolitan Area Planning Council, or MAPC. We are the regional planning agency serving those who live and work in the 101 cities and towns of Metro Boston. Our department was launched in 2017 with the mission of advancing the policy and planning conditions that help arts and culture thrive in our region, and obviously public art and the municipal processes around public art are an important part of that mission. So we were really excited in 2019 to award a technical assistance grant to the City of Lynn, allowing us to work alongside the amazing dynamic duo of Carolyn and Carla to develop a creative placemaking strategy that would be informed by the knowledge and values of Lynn's arts and culture organizations and residents. So to inform the creative placemaking approach, we convened an advisory group of individuals and organizations who have been making the Mount Vernon Street Plaza an active and vibrant place. And their contributions have shaped the values of the project and the emphasis on engaging local artists and residents in developing and executing the public art concept. We are excited for this opportunity to develop a model for municipal procurement of public art in Massachusetts. And we really couldn't be doing that without the amazing brain power and knowledge of Marjorie Weinberger, who is the MAPC General Counsel. So I want to say thank you to her and to the team of Dan Koff and Claudia, who have really been kind of helping the engine behind getting this work off the ground. But for the rest of this session, I'm going to turn it back over to Carolyn. You're in very good hands. She's going to lead you through the call and the question and answer period. So thank you, Carolyn, for bringing us into this.
I gotta say, I can't say enough about the MAPC. You should get to know them if you don't. They are truly transformative. All right, so for slide number 3, can we share our screen here? I want to take you, feature a little treat for our participants here. So this is called Living It Up in the District. It's a marketing video made by the DTLCD to highlight downtown Lynn as seen through the eyes of its community. You can go on and play that. Let's take a watch. Don't forget to turn it to your speakers.
Downtown Lynn, we're opening our gates and more. Welcome in, come see what kind of life's in store. With open doors, open arms, open minds, open hearts, it's for everyone to find. See, beautiful ocean waterfronts, that look at all we're offering. Our crowds are friendly, join us please. We kick it off like special teams. Wait, listen to the music playing now. Latin, Asian, and Jamaican sounds, cuisine to taste from all around. Can't feel lost with what you found, Lynn. A platform here for everything. For all this activist commuter trains. Give it a chance, come and dance, find romance, or advance your education. Make your plans. Look, shoppers coming from miles away. Murals, paintings, photos, stop and guess our history is deep and rich. We'd love to see you add to this.
Mwen pa bezwen kon ki sak pase. Lè mwen nan Lynn, c'est ça passé. Bonjour avec nous en aller. Pou ma, n'yភាសានឹងអីតោះយើងដាក់មកចកាទៅជៀនត្រីយើងសប្បាយជាមួយគ្នាទៅជួយរកស្រី Aquí mi vida es muy feliz. La gente pasa por mi lado sonríe así.
Living it up in the district. Working, loving, making friends. Living it up in the district. You won't come out the way you came in. Living it up in the district. Working, loving, making friends. Living it up in the district. You won't come out the way you came in.
All right, thank you. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Some of you are unfamiliar with the city of Lynn. We've been subject to an old song for centuries that has a slightly negative connotation, saying you won't go out the way you came in. So in order to change our narrative, we sort of capitalized on that and said, you're right, you won't go out the way you come in, but for different reasons than the song denotes. So that's where we were headed with that. I hope you enjoyed it. So as you saw and heard, Lynn is an extremely diverse community. The feature that we see as our biggest asset, actually. That song alone was in 4 different languages, the 4 top languages spoken within the city. We're a vibrant, cultural, proud, and resourceful people, and this video featured our installation site often as the heart and center of a lot of activity. I would advise all participants to capture that life and energy into something more permanent for the purposes of this project. All right, we'll head on to slide number 4. This is our installation site. Sorry, Dan, do you mind just clicking on that 4th slide there?
Yeah, I think I share. We'll share. Let's see. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see your slideshow in Google, but I see slide number 1.
Got it. All right.
Thank you. So this is our site. We are calling this the Mount Vernon Plaza for the purposes of this. You'll see, especially as we look down into some of these enlarged photos, that it looks pretty scarce and desolate when not activated. This area is overseen by community development in the city, but it also abuts our train tracks, our commuter rail, and our viaducts, which is MBTA-owned property. All around it are residents and artist buildings and organizations and retail and parks, museums, a number of things which we can get to a little bit looking at the different perspectives. Here's one, great. You'll see some of our architecture in the downtown. A lot of these buildings were shoe factories converted into housing and industrial lofts. So if you Google Lynn, you'll see that we were once the shoe mecca capital of the world. Hint, hint, hint. Some of these look like they should have a little bit of tumbleweed come rolling through at the moment. Sorry, Dan. If you can go back to that last one. Oh, nope, just back. One more. Yes, this one. So, oh, great. So I want you to see the Lynn Arts building in the back left there. It's one of our sites on the National Historic Register, which we have, I believe, over 28 downtown alone. This building houses multiple art galleries, a black box theater, 4 floors of performance and education space. And just to the right of that, Lynn Arts building, construction is now underway for a Frederick Douglass community park with a large-scale mural on the history of Lynn, benches, green space, performance space. We're really excited for that to be complete. This next slide will show you, thank you, the aspect when coming from the commuter rail. This is right off a stop of the commuter rail, frequented. The location is actually directly below where it's believed that Frederick Douglass, who's one of our most notable Lynn residents, was thrown from a train. And he was so strong, he took the seat right out with him. This incident lent to inspire language in the Jim Crow laws. So as you can get a sense, as you know, the more we talk through some of this, we're really proud of our history and our people. But we've also captured video footage of this site just so you can get sort of a spatial perspective. Carla will be putting the link to that video footage captured by Lynn Community Television into our chat, so you'll have that too. Just sort of, I'll be walking through it. You'll see me. You can see, you know, the distance between the top of the viaducts and my head, and the distance between that little center circle there and the lamppost, and any other sort of spatial features that you may miss from a still photo. All right, that was all sort of the entertainment portion. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. These are our award amounts. Okay, so once you go through sort of that initial criteria qualification process, we are offering a stipend of up to $1,000 per artist team to create and develop their concept further. This will all come out of that next amount you see, which is the $75,000. So our community development office is providing $75,000 for us to have a beautiful piece installed here. And from that, these other sort of numbers will be made available. So I think it's really important to note that, you know, we're offering a stipend for this process. We know how much work that is. We know how much heart and effort and teamwork goes into this process, and we want you to feel, you know, like it's worth it, because it's worth it. And we want you to know that you're worth it. And we want this to be worth your time. And we want to make sure we're always compensating our artists. And, you know, it's a big thing, especially within the Downtown Lynn Cultural District. I am all in support of our artists in any way possible. So it's important to note that. And again, the final award will be up to $75,000, which is big for our city. We don't have too many things like this. We have recent murals, but this is going to be sort of the centerpiece of the city, the heart of the community. So it's a big deal for us. What are we at here now? Oh yes, who can apply, how to apply, those are important. Any resident of the US, 18 or older. Again, you know, we wanted to really put it out to the biggest and the best and the brightest, but there will be that sort of contingency of, we really want, you know, we want our local youth to learn from you. We want our local artists to learn from you. We want to be engaged in this process as much as you are. So if you're partnering with a local business or reciprocal mentorship or whatever that looks like, you know, we're open to that. We want that. We want to build a relationship with you. You're going to be one of us after this. That's important. And to apply, you'll see the entry there. We're on call for entry. The date for your first submission there is July 31st at noon. And that is the link. I think Carla is also going to throw the link into chat as well. And I believe it's also on our website, lynnculturaldistrict.org. So we're trying to sort of spread the word. And you should too, spread the word. Not that I'm sure you want the competition, but if you're thinking now, like, ooh, who can I partner with? Who might know how to do this when I know how to do this? That's what we like. We love a good collaboration. So where am I? Great. Here's your full process overview and breakdown. You'll see your submission dates, your stipend, your award amount. You'll see a bit about our public engagement process, which we'll take a little more, talk about a little more as we go. You have your dates there, July 31st, will be reviewed by the city experts and panelists evaluation committee. That's engineers from our DPW, you know, public art specialists, fabricators, makerspace, you know, all those who sort of can help push this in the direction and say, this can be done, do it. So they'll be your friends. Step 2, obviously the proposal. You'll see the date for that is October 9th. We talk about the stipend once again. And then again, the step 3, which is really engaging the public, how that's going to go. We're really going to take their feedback and input into the review process. And the mayor really wants this. You know, he's been a game changer in terms of support of the arts over the past 2 years since he's been in office. And so we definitely want, you know, them all to really be invested as much as the community. He is the community, you know. Great. So artist and team qualification, great. So just once again, July 31st. Again, that note about adhering to whatever COVID restrictions are sort of in play at that time. Nobody really knows. Yeah, that's what I wanted to reiterate for those. Your ideas portion, right, we'll need to account for that, right. You know, there's only community driven takes you to a certain point, but when things are implemented, we do it in partnership with the city. Again, we want the city to want this, you know, we want them to support their arts and their artists. So these will go hand in hand. We're not out to make anybody mad or you know, defy anything. We're about to do this in a totally collaborative manner. So the next slide is what I really want to harp on, community and values. As you saw earlier, we comprised, in one of the original slides, we comprised an advisory group made up of community members from all facets of the city. We really dug deep, wanting to know, you know, what was important to them, how they see themselves, how they want to be seen. That was all, you know, most important for this project. And if they could choose the values that they want to see represented in this piece, what would those be? We asked and they shall receive. So I would advise all applicants to take a real good close look at this criteria to inform your direction. You'll see some of these values listed here: engagement and interaction, multi-generational, educational, something that really makes a statement for justice and support, positivity, joy, something vibrant and vivid and colorful. I mean, all those things that you just want to see right now, and always. But boy, do you want to see it right now, right? So it's going to be a key part of the process. I can't really say that enough. This next slide, again, just a key date for final submission is October 9th. Oh, and those will go to me. I want you all to succeed. You know, I used to be in theater and everything was an audition, and it's like, why am I typecasted? Why don't you like me? Why not? I want you to succeed. I really do. I'm a Lynner born and raised. I'm so excited to be a part of this process. I really want to be a part of this process with you all. So just come at it from that, knowing that I really want you to succeed. I'm really excited to work with you. And I guess to really highlight the fact that this process will put the public in public art. No, you can go right ahead, Dan, sorry. Our advisory and evaluation committees, as I mentioned, they're made up of members of our community. Our Public Arts Commission, your concepts will be judged by our public at large. The feedback from that process will inform our final decision. And I'm sure you're all experienced with what happens to your works when the community is or is not involved in the process. We want them to be invested in your work and in you. That will lend to their cherishing and taking care and pride in your creation, which is your gift to them for years to come. I'm sure you all see the value in that. So, all right, that's it for me. For now, I'd love to take some questions with the help of my incomparable MAPC team, because I'm sure they know a heck of a lot more about this than I do. I'm just excited to have you all. So thank you.